And we're back from that last insane episode. If you haven't watched that last episode, go and watch it. Go and watch it now, because that shit was insane. From start to finish, insanity. Just straight insanity. We're going to jump straight into this episode. As always with the double headers, we don't redo a big intro, and we're not doing bigger intros at all anymore. If you need more info on that, watch the intro to the last episode. But let's get into this one. 3, 2, 1... Barry, Season 2, Episode 6, for those who somehow can't read the title.
Investigation has concluded this was a domestic matter between Detective Loach and another man, unrelated to police business.
Did the market, or like the shop that this happened in, did they not have CCTV?
Diana?
That's Diana? I'm sorry, how did Diana get Ronnie?
I'm sure
Ronnie's a catch. Diana is...
for people whose ex and boyfriend murdered each other. And if there isn't, there should be. Well,
kinda mid. This season's a banger, by the way. This season, crazy good. Crazy good. First season was good. I enjoyed it, didn't love it. Wasn't like obsessed with it. This season, I'm obsessed with it. It's crazy. It's just insane. Barry, get away from this man. Come on, bro. You're better than this.
Yeah, Barry, you're in denial. Because that Korengal shit is fog of war. You killed Moss out of your own self-interest. You made a choice to kill.
This is all true. Because he's a violent guy.
I built a world where
Kind of true, I have to admit. But, I mean, that doesn't mean that you still need Fuchs. Leave him in the dust, brother. Be the best thing for you.
Of their own story, right? Fine, I'll just work.
Not wrong as well.
Don't you walk away from.
But the annoying thing is, we've seen Fuchs has the ability to fuck Barry over if he's in the worst situations. And the thing is, Barry's right. If Barry leaves, he has no business. So what's Fuchs going to do other than sell out Barry again for some change or some shit? It's crazy how Hank is still here. I really wasn't expecting Hank to be like a big character in this show. I thought he was just going to be like a funny character that eventually dies.
As ready as ever gonna be.
Is this actual Chechen shit? Or are they just taking the piss out of Chechens at this point?
I was small. I had nothing. And when they look at me, they see nobody. But now, I have a purpose. You gave me that.
That's kind of sad. That's very familiar to what Barry said he felt like. I feel like the not having a purpose and now having a purpose because of killing, basically being a soldier of some sort. This is all gonna go wrong somehow. I just don't know how, because everything's too good right now.
So this is. Maybe you didn't know it was over, but could you tell that cause was a big deal to me? Because it was. I mean, I stood up here and told that story.
Telling the truth's a good thing.
Yeah,
Everybody was
not
staring
wrong.
at
Not
you.
wrong.
I don't like it. It was embarrassing. You look like a whore.
I teach pigs.
Hey, Mr. Cusino.
Jean is the shining light of this show.
Sally.
She's pretty embarrassed.
Yeah, well.
I don't like the fact that we're going back to this place again. Is Jean's son gonna... Why the fuck is Fuchs here? Please tell me Fuchs is not gonna set up camp in this cabin and live there. Because I think the son's eventually gonna take it, is he not? What is Fuchs doing, man? Please tell me he's not trying to find the body. I feel like he's gonna try and find some way to blackmail Barry into working again.
What is the essential emotion of this scene? Okay, Sam is an inherently violent guy. You are not. So in order to play him, you've got to use the worst thing you've ever done in your life.
Yeah, no, and that was the worst thing I had ever done in my life.
Thank Christ. You know, you killed somebody and got away.
Interesting. I understand that it's a small role, but interesting that she turned down anything. I feel like as a small actor, you kind of need to just take whatever you can at first. Well, I say that you don't want to take stuff that might impact your career later on, but I suppose, you know, depends what it is. Why is he staying outside? Why doesn't he just go break into the cabin? Fugues is a fucking oddball. I wonder how they will react to this. I feel like they should clap at this. I understand the first time it was a shock from the difference of the first one. But I feel like it was good. Raw at the moment. Just the bones of it, but still good. Come on, Barry. You can't fuck this up for Sally. This is a big deal for her in particular. Is he going to go there? I feel like this time he's going to go there. He's going to go to a... Maybe he's going to go too far?
Because I'm a cop and you're a fucking...
I'm so sorry.
That was really good.
Damn, so someone else.
I know it's not over yet, but that was really good.
You're right, I'm a fucking idiot. No. I don't deserve you.
That was really good.
Was that alright?
Really well done.
Mandel, I'm Sally's agent. Gersh.
Enchanté.
Honey, get out of the scene. Get out. What is Fugues doing, man? Why is there a rock in a tree? That was quite dramatic falling and it looked real. He hit the whole car out there and no one could find it? She's not in the car, is she? What do you mean you got him, though? Like, I'm still confused as to what exactly he's gonna do. Hank is the campest gangster I've ever seen in my life. Why the beret?
Vehicles are loaded?
Yes.
And you reminded the guys to double knot their boots, yes? Because I cannot have people...
I feel like Cristobal's gonna intervene in this and shit's gonna go haywire. Yeah, well, not Cristobal maybe, but Esther. And Cristobal is here.
Thank you.
There's two glasses there. Who's Gene with?
Yeah. Take that away.
Oh, was this the meal he was supposed to have with his son?
Sure, Gene. Okay.
Damn, man. Gene's story is a very sad one in this show, I have to admit. There are a lot of... It's funny because it's a comedic show that has lots of action involved in it, but yet the entire show has a permanent underlying of, like, a sad, dramatic show, which is so interesting. Why the fuck is Fugues there? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think so.
Fugues, man. Honestly, at this point, Fugues is where I suppose Hank is kind of a loose end as well now for Barry, to a certain extent. But I mean, in the be-all and end-all, is Fugues, man. Fugues is the biggest issue, in my opinion, in Barry's whole shtick. I think Fugues has constantly been the biggest thorn in Barry's side from even before the show really started. Like back when he was like leaving the army, I think his issue was meeting Fugues and going along with what he was doing. But you know, crazy. That episode was far more chill, but again, it was one of those ones like, although I like it just as much as I enjoyed last episode for different reasons. Last episode I really enjoyed. Mainly, there's pretty much only one reason. I enjoyed last episode because of the action and the comedic scenes. This episode I enjoyed way more because of the dramatic, heavy scenes to it, and also the plot development. There wasn't loads of plot development last episode. If you think about it, we started off with trying to kill Ronnie, and we ended it with just finally getting Ronnie killed. Also, there was a few other things that went along with the episode, of course, but compared to this episode, where we have the Hank stuff going on, we have the dramatic scene that they ended up doing, you know, there's loads of smaller parts that end up being bigger, in my opinion, as a whole, episode per episode. But I mean, I've said this once, and I'll say it 1,000 times, the show is just very good at everything. Again, I'll say it again, it's a little bit like how Bill Hader is very good at everything. I think the show suits him so well because he's the main character of the show, and the show tries very hard to be funny, full of action, and sad, dramatic, and a bunch of other things as well. But they're the main ones. And at the same time, for a main character to be part of that show and him to be involved in all of these parts of the show, you need an actor that's good at being comedic, being dramatic, being a good action character. And Bill Hader, he hits the mark every time, in my opinion. He does very good at pretending to be someone who's not good at being dramatic or aggressive, who then becomes dramatic and aggressive, and vice versa. He's very good at someone who is aggressive and dramatic, trying to be someone more comedic. Obviously, in the show, he's not trying to be comedic, it's just how the show is written itself. But yeah, man, every episode I watch of this, specifically this season, last season, I think I went like up and down of like loving it and not loving certain episodes, because I thought certain episodes were a little bit too weird or too odd or didn't really fit the vibe I thought it was going to be. Now I've got comfortable with the show. 100%, it's exactly kind of what I expect from the show now. It's crazy, it's outlandish, it's funny, it's sad, it's action-packed, it's all of these things in one. And I think you have to commend them for that, because in my opinion, that's a hard thing to do. To be just a good action show is hard. To be just a good dramatic show is hard. To be just a good comedic show, I think it's actually way harder than people think. But to be all of them at once and have a balance of all of them and the correct balance, not just even in each department, but knowing when to pull back on one, push forwards on the other, when to kind of like hold one, put that to the side a little bit, let these other ones go ahead. All of that is really hard to do, in my opinion, and I've never seen it done anywhere near this well before. Anywhere near. I've never watched a show that does so many things so well. And I have to admit, I think it's a large part down to Bill Hader. I really do. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. I don't know if you guys preferred the first season compared to this one, which is a little bit more comedic. I really don't know. Let me know. Drop a comment. But fuck me, man. It's a banger. The show's a banger. I mean, it really does knock it out of the park every time. Breaking down this episode a bit, I don't think there's loads to break down. I think the biggest progression we've made, I kind of expected the Hank shit to go down. As I said, when they were walking on, I kind of expected them to get caught. I wasn't expecting it to go smoothly in that department. It never does. But the big development we noticed was Barry being able to tap into his aggressive side, which he did, but not just tap into it and go fully into it like he has before in previous instances, like uncontrollably. He did it in a controlled sense this time, in the dramatic scene of the play, the theatre scene that they were doing, and I thought that was really interesting. And I think the better Barry gets at acting in this acting class, the smoother and less clunky his. Because I'm guessing that the assassination kind of part of the story is going to stay in it. I think Fuchs is going to blackmail Barry. I think Barry's going to have to go back into it to save Hank or to do something along those lines, or something to do with Fuchs is going to get him back wrapped in it again. And I just think, I think that part of the show is going to stay in, and I think the acting part of the show is only going to enhance him more. Like, there was part of this where he was when he first was talking to Sally outside of the theater, and they were talking about their scene, and he said, like, it's always good to tell the truth, or he said a certain line which was a lie, but he was like pretending that, like, he was lying, but he was acting. He was actively acting in that scene. Like, his character was acting, and it felt real. And I don't think we've really seen that from Barry's character this entire show. So I think we're starting to see where Barry's going to slowly become a better liar, a trickier character as a whole, like a more, not necessarily weaselly, I was going to use that word, but not really weaselly, but like he's going to become better at kind of like, not the assassination side of things, but getting away with the assassination side of things. I think he's going to become a better talker, a better liar. He's going to get better at like getting away from the situation after it's done. I think there's going to be a lot that goes into that. And we're only halfway through season 2, and there's 4 seasons, so we're not even halfway through the entire show yet. So I think by the end of it, I don't even know if it ends at 4 seasons. There might be a new season coming out. I think by the end of that season, or by the end of the show, we're going to get Barry being either he's going to go fully away from the assassination, become a great actor, blah, 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 or maybe he gets locked away and he dies in jail or something sad like that. But I think a big part of me thinks that in the end, we're just going to get some, like, insane assassin by the end of the show. Like, not just good at shooting and fighting and all that stuff, which he already kind of is, but like a well-rounded assassin, like a John Wick kind of type of assassin. Not even John Wick, like a James Bond kind of assassin. Like, good at the non-assassin stuff, but still involved in that world. Good at the actual physical assassination side of stuff. So, that's the way I see the show going. But I mean, if you disagree, if you think differently, if you've seen things that you think I haven't seen or anything like that, let me know in the comments. Other than that, as always, guys, it's been lovely. It's been great. Drop a like, drop a comment, drop a comment. I have not had enough comments recently. Channel's been blowing up with subscribers. Channel's been blowing up with views, everything. And even the likes have been popping off a little bit more lately. Still not enough, in my opinion, compared to the views we're getting. But everything's popping off, other than we still never get any comments. Be that person to comment down below your opinions, and let's have a little chat about it. Even if you don't have a chat about it, don't ask a question, don't make a statement. Just let me know your thoughts, and we'll leave it there. But yeah, man, fucking awesome as always. I'm always happier each time I watch this show because I'm happier I started it. It's a fantastic show, and if for some reason you're watching this and you haven't actually watched Barry, go watch it, man. It's fucking great. Binge that shit and then come back to us. Other than that, guys, peace out. I'll see you in the next one.